Yo, what's up, guys? Matt from Upslide Mining. I'm coming back at you with another YouTube video. And today I want to talk about the worry that your whatever GPUs you have now will essentially be deprecated if you wait too long in a certain scenario. So what I mean by that is, let's say the merge happens, right? And a lot of people were in a rush to kind of sell their GPUs and get out, right? We've seen that last few months where everyone's kind of rushing, selling their GPUs, and getting out of the mining scene, basically. So they want to recuperate as much money as they can. Because one of the arguments I've seen is that if you wait too long, let's say the Ethereum merge hits, right? And literally there's nothing that's profitable for anyone anymore, right? Unless you have free electricity or like 2 cent electricity or something like that. So basically everyone's up shit's creek basically at that point, and then you're like, well, I could sell them now, or I can wait for it to become profitable. And you can wait for it to become profitable, but there's always that concern that if you wait too long, the hardware you have will become old and not very useful. And I just kind of wanted to talk a little bit about the RTX 40 series GPUs that are coming out. And this is just an article here that I found that was written back in April. Basically, I'm not going to read it all, but as I read through this, their estimation was that these 40 series can get up to around 150 mega hash per second, whereas, like, for example, the 3090 will get around like 125, 120 mega hash per second at around, what, 300 to 315 watts roughly. The 3080 Ti is actually proven to be more efficiently than a 3090 actually once the LHR unlock was done, which is amazing. But with regard to this, you can hit 150 mega hash per second, but at what power cost? So yes, I think more powerful GPUs are going to come out, but powerful GPUs on their own will get you more hash, but it won't make you more competitive. What makes you more competitive with mining basically is the amount of hash, basically your hash to watt ratio. So basically the number of hashes or solutions per second or puzzles you can solve per a unit of time, for example, which is measured differently across different algorithms, depends largely upon the efficiency of your hardware, right? So it's not really just the power, because they can come out with a 5,000 series card, for example, NVIDIA, the next 4 or 5 years, and then that thing comes out and just whoops ass, right? It's like 300 mega hash per second, but it's using like 800 watts or something. So when you do the math on it, it's not that good at all, right? If you do the math on something like, for example, like a 6600 XT, right? The idea is you can get around 57 watts for around, what is it, 30 mega hash, 32 mega hash? No, 32 divided by 50. So that's a 0.64 ratio. So basically that means that you'll get 0.64 hashes, or mega hash, at this point mega hash, million hashes per watt. So you use 1 watt, you get 0.64 mega hash, or unit of hashing, I guess you can call it. So I don't think, this is my theory, is that I don't think it's going to matter much if you wait a little longer, especially if you have 3000 series, even 2000 series cards, 20 series cards. I don't think it's going to matter that much by the time crypto mining comes back around and recovers, makes a full recovery. So for those of you that are thinking, oh man, like my hydro is 35 cents per kilowatt hour, maybe you live in the UK, and with all the crap going on in Ukraine and electricity prices just soaring through the roof over there, I think you're okay waiting for your electricity prices to go down, maybe that war to come to an end, maybe for governments to come up with a solution to lower those electrical rates, or even just the market in itself, for the market to recover, for market capitalization to increase on other coins like Raven Coin or Flux or Ethereum Classic, for these coins to go up in value, could be something that's worth waiting for and holding on to your GPUs, because I don't think that the technology is there enough to completely obliterate you in terms of the efficiency, right? What's going to actually obliterate you is essentially the hash rate, right? So like if we take a look at the Ethereum Classic hash rate, which is something I've been talking about a lot lately because of this, me getting all these jazz miners and whatnot that people don't agree with and wouldn't do. They might think it's a stupid move, but I don't think it's a bad move, because first off, these machines should run for at least 5-6 years. If they break down or something happens with them, then obviously I'm gonna have to deal with that. But the point is that this is supposed to be enterprise grade hardware that should last as long as they're kept relatively cool, and there's some sort of limited warranty with jingle mining and whatnot, and wherever I got these the miners from. So that being said, 6 years is a lot of time for things to happen, right? And the reason why I still feel the Jazz Miner or whatever is the best option is because that it literally obliterates any GPU with efficiency. It's top of the line when it comes to maximizing your watt per hash ratio. And even if that's on something like Ethereum Classic, which is going to get flooded, obviously people keep saying it's going to get flooded. Even in the past month or so, it's gone up, right? Just because of the increase in the coin value. That being said, Ethereum Classic right now is still is down a little bit, but it almost tripled to like 15 all the way to $45 an hour, $45 at one point. I think last week it was. Let me see. Let me look at the month here. 43. Yeah, it went to 43 an hour. An hour. I don't know what I'm saying. That 43. Excuse me. $43 per coin. So, I mean, you're not going to find a GPU more efficient than that. So basically, what it all comes down to is efficiency. If you can come up with like if someone just say aliens came down, all right, let's just run with me, just humor me for a second. Let's say aliens came down from outer space, right, and they gave you a GPU. Okay, aliens like playing games in space, so they gave you a GPU, and this GPU is fucking awesome, right? This GPU is like alien technology, but it can perform like 1,000 mega hash for like half a watt. If you take that thing, you're going to be profitable no matter what, because you're contributing so much more hash, right? It comes down to basically how much hash are you contributing, and then the rewards and the proportion of those rewards which you're getting based off of your hash contribution, right? So if you can contribute a crap ton more hash with like a fraction of the power, essentially what you're doing is you're going to basically destroy everything, right? So if aliens came down and came out with a crazy extraterrestrial GPU, man, they'd fucking destroy all of us, right? Literally, they could probably have one GPU, million hash or something like that, and like 5 watts or even like 2 watts, or even just running off some sort of, maybe they're not even using watts, maybe they're using some sort of like alternative source of energy. Have you ever seen like Independence Day? You guys seen Independence Day? And Independence Day, they came down and they're using the power of the ships, right? The power of the ships, they weren't even using like electricity. They're using some sort of some of their own type of energy, and I thought that concept was really cool. So, and it relates down to like what is the maximum level of efficiency that human technology can come up with at this point in time. And right now, you're not going to get much better than some of these ASICs, right? Like the Jazz Miner, A2000s, or 6600s with regards to like the GPUs, AMD GPUs. So the best bet is always to seek out the most efficient hardware, even if you're paying more for it. Because I think in time, something like Ethereum Classic will go up in value. As for GPUs, you just got to get the most efficient cards you can get on the algorithms that they have, and hope to God that the value goes up. But the way I'm seeing it, this 40 series card looks very, it looks very good, right, for gaming, right? But does that mean it's gonna be good for mining? I mean, it could put out an amazing number of frames or something, right? Or could render games in a specific way, the graphics very well. But it's gonna do that, and it does that at a higher energy cost, which doesn't make it good for mining, right? So even if they release more and more powerful, I think they've reached almost like a limit with regard to efficiency. So unless some sort of a crazy technology comes out that allows these manufacturers to build way more efficient hardware, I think something like a 30 series card will be good for quite a few years, I think, because people are still mining with like 10 series cards, right? You got 1070s, I got one 1070, you got 20 series cards people are still mining with. Even the 570 4 GB cards. I put a couple of them back on Ethereum Classic. Actually, I was just curious what sort of oh, I can't log in there. Let me log into I don't want to log into Hive. I want to log to what to mine. 1 second. Now I did put let's see here. So these 570s, old technology, right? Really old technology. I have just 5 of them on one of the rigs I turned on, and for 5 of them, I think they're using. Let me just check what it's hashing first. Sorry guys, bear with me. I was looking at my screen here. Ah, it's asking for the freaking authenticator. You hate when the Hive does an update and they wipe out all your credentials, and you have to re-enter it from your phone using the two-factor authentication. Which, by the way, guys, if you don't have two-factor authentication turned on, turn that shit on. Anything with nice hash, it's HiveOS. Anything involving money or expensive assets, or if you've invested heavily into anything, always use two-factor authentication. If you're using the Zelcore wallet, two-factor authentication all the way. Complex password. Same with HiveOS. Always use a 2FA. I'm sure you guys knew that already, though. So let's just take a look down here. Some of these, I'm having issues with this rig right here. I don't know what's wrong with it. This is rig 4. I'm going to have to fire that off and back on. Some of these cards are really hot, and this is just today. I know somebody's going to tell me like this is going to blow up the cards, and it probably will, but it's only like on hot days where it gets bad like that, like today. So might have to turn that one off. But let's take a look at here this rig here, which is outside in the garage. This is running 5 of these cards, Ethereum Classic. This one's crashing quite a bit, but just because of the heat. So 133.8 hash. And I think it's using 640 watts, right? So Ethereum Classic right now on these 570s right now, $1.08 a day. So $1 a day for the whole rig, which is, I mean, it sounds bad, but it's not that bad because I'm still making money from it. 11 cents per kilowatt hour because I live in Ontario. Someone asked how do I get such cheap electricity? I pay around 12 cents Canadian, 12.2 cents Canadian because I'm on like a time of use plan. So like at night it's only 8 cents, like 8.2 cents Canadian. And then it goes up to like 17 cents during peak hours to this and then like I think 11.7 cents during like mid peak. So that's why my electricity kind of averages out with delivery and everything when I get the bill. It's about 12.2 cents per kilowatt hour. So anyways, I'm just saying basically this old ass GPU, which is the 570, is still making some money on Ethereum Classic. So the fact that there's a lot of newer cards and 30 series and 40 series cards that are coming out. The 40 series, they look like they're just pushing raw horsepower. They're burning more gas to get get more power, which isn't good for efficiency. Because then at that point you might as well just get two like 1070s or two 3070s or something like that for like less power to get the same amount of hash. So that makes no sense. So I mean, if you guys are afraid that your hardware is going to become deprecated and old and you're not going to use it anymore, I don't think you should have to worry about that. I think it'll be good. But anyways, I just wanted to use that interesting analogy. Like, I like sci-fi. I'm kind of a nerd in that way. I love science fiction, right? And I always thought, okay, well, if aliens came down and had this super crazy like GPU, they would just literally wipe out all the crypto markets. But it's interesting to think about it because it's all about efficiency. It's not really about next-gen hardware or like raw horsepower. It's all about efficiency. So if you have efficient cards and you've been keeping those efficient cards, you can wait till the market recovers and it goes back up. If you don't want to wait and you're worried about like say the value of your cards dropping because 40 series are coming out and all that stuff, I can see that as a concern because people might want the newer stuff, so it's going to lower the value of the old stuff. But I don't think that's going to happen for at least a couple of years because we've seen even in the last bull run, we've seen like older generation cards still going for a lot. Even 2080s are still going for. Like if I go to like this eBay real quick and look at a 2080 Ti, for example, which is kind of what everyone's looking for Flux now because they're good on Flux. 2080 Ti's, people are still selling them for quite a bit, which could drop obviously as let's see here. So this was like 620. I don't know what that is now. Uh, where's buy it now? So people are still selling them for. Here's a 2080 Ti for 520 US dollars, right? Over $500. 624. Where's that? Yeah, that's US dollars. This is 320 parts only though. Okay, pre-owned 480. This isn't that bad. That's pretty good. So even the 2080s are coming down, but they're still at least $500. And how old are 2080s? 2080 Ti released. So the 2080 Ti came out in 2018, so that's 4 years ago. So you're still getting a good amount of money, and the market's crapper now for a 4 to 5 year old GPU. So you could wait 4 to 5 years from now even, and I mean I'm pretty sure at that point there's going to be another bull run that's going to hit, and then everything's going to go up again. So I don't think it's a bad deal to hold on to this stuff. Like if it's really bad and everything's so horrible, and if I can't make even a cent, and it's better just to keep that money and reinvesting it, like buying the coin directly, then I'll do that, and I'll just hold on to my hardware. I'm not going to sell it. So anyways, guys, I hope you thought that. Well, I thought you thought that. I hope. Man, I'm all jumbled up. I hope you thought that video was interesting. And these are some interesting things to think about. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about that. What would you guys think if like an alien technology, and aliens came down and just kind of fucking wiped everyone out with like crazy efficient GPUs, right? Or something like that, right? Anyways, guys, I'm just gonna kind of leave it there for now, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.